Hey everyone, Phi Farley here. February 16th, Sunday. Happy Sunday, everybody. Coming off a nice win yesterday here. Got a college basketball best bet for you coming up this afternoon. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming in just one second. First, let me say thank you to subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, take a second and do so. Nice influx of subscribers coming in, so I appreciate you joining me. Means a lot. Put some fuel in the tank here to keep going and do this and get free picks out there every day. So all my other picks, though, if you're interested over on patreon.com/PhiFarley, so you can check those out. Yesterday was a nice 6-3 day overall. Nice win on UCLA over Washington. Great example of lack of motivation there on the Washington side. Had a lead at halftime, ended up just quitting in the second half and giving the game over to UCLA, who through their defense was able to get a win. So good capping there. Happy with that pick. One of my favorite picks though was New Jersey Tech. If anyone's on Patreon, you were able to get that pick. New Jersey Tech covering against a team that's looking for revenge. Liberty at home, who's going to be looking for revenge next week against number one, who is it, North Alabama, vying for the top spot in that conference. So a little bit of a look-ahead game there with a nice 17-point line, 16-15 by the time it tipped. Ended up winning by just 12. So good win there. All right, so now let's talk about today. So we got a couple good games, some smaller games, but a couple good games on the docket. I'm going to one of the best. This is going to be a tremendous game, I think. We're talking San Diego State going to Boise State. This is probably the most likely game that San Diego State could get a loss before the end of the year. And Boise is a tough place to play. A lot of good teams have come there and walked away with a loss. And Boise State's a little unpredictable when it comes to their style of play, what kind of effort they're going to get. But they're turning into a pretty darn good team, sitting right now 9-5 in conference, 17-9 overall, trying to get up there for a bid into the tournament. Probably not going to happen unless they were to get a win here and really make a push into their conference tournament come March. So that said, what I like here, what I think is the best angle, is going to be looking at the game's total. Now, San Diego State, while this is going to be a game they need to be cautious of and aware of so they don't drop their undefeated record, the one thing they could control is tempo, and they can also control defense. You can't always control offense. You can't always control you can control your percentage of shots, but you can't always make the ball go in the hoop, right? But you can always control tempo, and you can always control defense, putting out the best defensive effort you can. So 7th in the country in defense, 322nd when it comes to tempo. You're going to see a slower, conservative pace from San Diego State today. Meanwhile, Boise State, these teams have already faced each other once. That total went over at that time, 148. This one starts at 140. It's dropped all the way down to 137.5. I think we're going even under that. So because we're going to have a more conservative play, you've seen San Diego State win in one-digit wins, single-digit wins. Of course, they have 25 wins on the season, but when they're in a single-digit win, those totals tend to go under because they're in competitive games and they can control that defense, they can control that tempo, and they're one of the best in the country at doing it, similar to how Virginia won the championship last year. So check it out. So let's see, single-score games this season, San Diego State, they don't have a ton of them. UNLV was one of them, ended at 138. Then Fresno State was one of them, ended up 119. Utah State, that one did go over, that was 145. Fresno State again ended up 113. San Jose State ended at 116. So there's a handful of examples of games that are competitive, and when competitive, they go under the total. I think this is going to be a competitive game. I think Boise State actually has a shot to knock off San Diego State. I would not be entirely shocked if that were to happen. We got a short total or line at 6, down to 5.5 in some books, and so they're expecting this to be a one single-digit win on San Diego State side. So I'm going to go with the under here, 137.5. All right, there you go. Best bet of the day: Boise State, San Diego State under the total, 137.5. Good luck, everyone. We'll see you again soon.